Okay, welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are on to the Situation Room of the second ordinary session of the ECOWAS Parliament, the fourth legislature. I have Uju Oparaji from Capital FM, and here also we have Temitope Bonle of the News Agency of Nigeria. Gentlemen of the press, you are welcome.
Thank you.
And we have been looking at the issue concerning the media reports that emanated from Libya on the modern-day slavery of mostly West African citizens in that troubled North African country. And so this matter has been on in the media cycles, and the rest of the world has also risen to condemn the very, very illicit trade in human beings. Now, the ECOWAS Parliament also, in their session, discussed the matter extensively and have taken measures to ensure that this particular trade in human beings does not continue. And in fact, they made mention of taking extra measures to ensure that those who are found wanting in this illicit business are punished severely in order to forestall for a future occurrence. So, Tope, I begin with you. How do you see the step taken by the ECOWAS Parliament in terms of the parliamentary involvement?
Well, first of all, I think it's they've come out strongly with us. We've come out to strongly condemn this issue, which is barbaric in the sense of it. We are not back in the days where this was an accepted kind of trade. It's no longer accepted, and we are talking about the 21st century. And we have issues like this still going on. So at least the ECOWAS coming out to make a strong statement shows that at least we are making that move. At least they've talked about setting up a fact-finding mission to go to Libya, at least get the details of the issues, at least get their facts straight, and let's know how many citizens of ours, of not even just West Africa, how many African citizens we have there. Let us know what we're doing. You know, it's at least they're trying to set up getting their priorities straight to address this issue. It's not like it was an unknown issue. Some people you have people who say, oh, it's coming rather slow at all. It's rather late. Is it because when the CNN report went out, it's now an escalated thing? It didn't have to take CNN to let us know that we had citizens who were stuck in Libya and needed to return. It didn't have to take CNN to let us know that we had citizens who were like trooping out in their numbers in the name of looking for greener pastures. But for the ECOWAS, at least now they've made a strong statement. They say better late than never. And we just what we are looking forward to is following through on those statements. It's not just going to be talk as usual. Let us take specific actions and strong actions as well to let them know that yes, we condemn these things. We also care for our citizens, and it matters what happens to them.
Okay, Madam, Nigeria, for instance, in the last couple of days, we have witnessed the coming back of the repatriation of many Nigerians from that country. And even at that, we still hear that so many Nigerians are actually trapped in that country, and some of them cannot be reached because Libya is a country that's twice the size of Nigeria in terms of land mass. So the people that are being repatriated are actually those that are reachable. And in other parts of Libya, thousands more may have been trapped. What do you think Nigeria must do at this time to salvage the situation of Nigerians there?
Okay, firstly, I will commend the Foreign Ministry because recently they issued out some numbers and email for contact so that people, Nigerians in Libya can, those that really wish to come back can access those numbers and contact the foreign mission in Libya. So that's a good step, first of all. And then I think the government, through the foreign mission there, they should do more. They shouldn't tell us that, okay, so person is here, we cannot reach out to them. They should do more. They should have data of Nigerians that are there. Do you understand? So these are your country people. You should know where they are. You've issued those numbers out and everything. Are they responding from other Nigerians that are also there? There is a community of Nigerians in Libya. So through that community, you should find out where everybody is. There are some soft cells. I heard that where they keep people. People have their own private cells there. So with the collaboration of the Liberian government and everything, they should be able to get access to.
Okay, Robert, I come back to you. Now, in terms of this legislative action being taken, we want to see more fundamentals of this issue, in the front burner. Is the ECOWAS Parliament more open in terms of its organization, in terms of its orientation? What exactly do you think that fact-finding mission and the legislative action that they are taking would achieve in this whole scenario?
Well, first of all, it's a step in the right direction in terms of the fact that this is the parliament you're talking about, and considering the enhancement of the powers of the parliament, it gives them more leverage to actually go out there and take decisive actions. So now, this fact-finding mission is not just going to be there to go sightsee. Now, they definitely should be well defined. There are basic things or definite things that they have to set out to do. We have to identify how many citizens we have there. We have to know which of the citizens are for which country. We have to know how to even access the other citizens. We need to a report from the foreign ministry said then there were like 2,788 were in accessible camps, as in where they were being kept. So now that means there are other camps that are not accessible. So we now have to look out for, okay, this is where do we start from? How do we get to the others? How many more are there? If your country or if member states have a record of Nigeria or their citizens who go into those countries, should produce them. Let us see how we can start tracking and tracing our citizens. So they need to put decisive mechanisms in place so that the fact-finding mission there will not just be another another sightseeing mission.
Okay, you have something to add to this?
They need to do more work. You understand? It's not just to set up a committee or whatever. They need to work. They need to go there and work and get those people.
Okay, talking about working, in terms of working the economy of West Africa, this time the ECOWAS Parliament adopted 2018 budget of 284.9 million units of accounts. Now, we are talking about Africans migrating to other parts of the world where they see greener pastures because of the depth of infrastructure in Africa. Therefore, unemployment is rife in the sub-region, and a lot of people, especially the young ones, don't have jobs to do. Now, having adopted a budget of 284.9 million units per account in terms of infrastructural development, what value do you think that budget will add to West Africa? Let's
not forget that member states are sovereign states. So now ECOWAS being a body is just it's more like to put maybe checks and balances to what member states do. So you cannot. Yes, we're talking of infrastructural development. Each member state has a master plan or a plan of action they want to take in developing their economies. Now, the only thing that ECOWAS will be able to do is that we have protocols, we have legislations. Now, we present this to member states. It's all about implementation, and then they need to keep sensitizing member states to the need to implement these things. It was quite impressive when I heard the speakers talk about the next session in Dakar that would address certain issues, especially on member states implementing protocols of the sub-region. At least if they know they are bound by those protocols, it's like a call to action. But we have texts, we have all of these things in place to address certain issues. It's all about implementation, and member states need to understand that it is important for them to implement, because if they do not implement, we'll still keep having the same issues. There has to be that political will there. We'll still keep having the same issues of citizens migrating to other countries.
So you are already seeing some challenges in the issue of implementation of that budget?
Implementation challenges to the implementation of the budget. It might not be sufficient in a sense. It's just to, in fact, we know that it's not like in itself sufficient, but it's something to just boost what member states are doing, to augment what member states are doing, to put certain things in place to what member states are doing. But in other, at least you've heard them say they still have to, other institutions still have to source for outside funds, because that budget or that planned budget is still not going to be enough. But at least it's the budget there is meant to address certain issues. Now we might have this beautiful plan. If we do not take concrete steps to actualize everything we have planned, we will still be where we are.
Okay, let me come to you. In one of the sessions, the ECOWAS Parliament hosted a session on how to contain the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in the sub-region. Of course, you know that the illicit proliferation of arms, has caused so much havoc in the continent, where some non-state actors have acquired lethal weapons with which they have caused crises in the countries, wars, and even terrorism. So the session was to find ways to, strengthen the laws and possibly enact new ones in order to tackle this menace. How do you see that session?
It's quite commendable, and the outcome of that session is apt. At this time of insecurity in the African sub-region. So we just think or believe that it will be sustained, and we just hope that it will be sustained. It's not just saying something and that won't be carried out and everything. So it's apt.
To buttress what she's saying now, we have there's this thing with us. It's commonplace that most times we come up, we gather, we talk. We've been talking for long. It's time to act. Enough of the talk. We just gather, we have these huge events. We talk about the issues, we analyze the issues. Now, moving away from talk, come to think of it, another year we'll still come and talk about the same issues. But the thing is that if we spend our time talking and not acting, these people or these terrorists, they are taking advantage of they work as a strong, just a strong connection. There's a strong connection between all of them. Financial crimes, terrorist financing, the terrorists themselves. There's this connect, and they work closely hand in hand. And if we as a sub-region just gather to talk about these issues without taking concrete actions, we will still keep talking. That is just about it. So we need to move. Yes, it's apt, it's timely, and the trends are changing. And these actors are taking advantage of every form of technology they can lay their hands on, and they have been a step ahead. So it's more like we need to be proactive, not just talking. We need to take proactive measures to put in everything we have talked about to work, basically.
Wow. I've been having a wonderful moment with two very ravishing women in the studio. Idara, sorry, I beg your pardon, Tope Bonle from News Agency and Uji Oparaji from the Capital FM. If you're just joining us, you are on to the Situation Room of the ECOWAS Parliament. We're talking about issues that have just emanated from the second ordinary session of the Parliament. We will be back in a short while.